Alright, number 15. This problem looks a little more complicated than it is. If this fraction was just on the other side, we have those proportions and we can cross multiply. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add 5/7 to both sides. And now I have proportions and I can cross multiply. So 7 times x minus 3 is equal to 5 times x plus 7. Right? So instead of like getting the common denominator and multiplying it through, this just makes it a lot easier. So distribute that 7. I get 7x minus 21. And on the other side equals 5x plus 35. I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. And I'm going to add 21 to both sides. So I end up with 2x is equal to 56. Divide that by 2. And I get x is equal to 28. Alright, number 16. I can just think of that 5 like a 1 on the bottom, and it's just a proportion. So really all I'm doing is multiplying 2 times 5 and 1 times t minus 1. So I get t minus 1 is going to equal 10. Add 1 to both sides, and we get t is equal to 11. Number 17, again I can cross multiply, so I get 6 times 18 minus x is equal to 3 times x. So distribute that 6. So 6 times 18 is 108. Minus 6x is equal to 3x. I'm going to add 6x to both sides. So that gives me 108 is equal to 9x. Divide both sides by 9. And I get 12 is equal to x. Number 18, again I can cross multiply, so I have z times z minus 3 is equal to 10. Distribute that, we get z squared minus 3z. I'm going to move that 10 over because now I have a square term. I have to have it set equal to 0 and factor it. So minus 10 is equal to 0. And that factors to z minus 5 times z plus 2. Set each of those equal to 0. So z minus 5 equals 0, z plus 2 equals 0. Here I just have to add 5 to both sides. So one of my solutions is 5. And here I have to subtract 2. So my other solution is negative 2. So we get 5 and negative 2. Number 19, it is known that making 1 pound of honey requires 10,000 trips by bees to flowers to get nectar. How many pounds of honey would 40,000 trips? So I'm going to put honey on top and the trips on the bottom. So 1 pound of honey, 10,000 trips. How many pounds of honey for 40,000 trips? Now, this one I don't really need to set up, right? Because 10,000 to 40,000 is 4 times more, so therefore I should just get 4 pounds. But if I didn't realize that, or if the numbers didn't work out so well, I'd have to set this up. So when I cross multiply, I get 10,000x equals 40,000. And then divide by 10,000. And that's where we get our x is equal to 4. And then the last one. We have triangles ABC and DEF are similar, which just means their sides are in proportion, right? They don't have to be the same length, but they are proportional to each other. So we want to find the length of side AB. So I'm just going to set mine up with the sides that are in relation to each other. So y over 6. So I did this side of this triangle over that side. And then it has to equal, I have to do the same matching sides, so 16 over 24. Cross multiply, we get 24y equals 6 times 16, which is 96. And then divide both sides by 24. And we end up with y is equal to 4. So side AB is 4 inches.